the first day I went up into Bradley County with photographer Lindsay Manning, and we went up and we started at the school, Parkview Elementary, and then with the donation drive that was being held there and talked to some teachers. Then we look over and see in this field or in this ditch a pink chair that had no business being there, and just across the top it said Sophie on it. And I knew immediately that that image would be the lasting image from that story.
A child's chair sits alone in a ditch, and all you can do is hope that somewhere out there, Sophie is safe.
At the time I wrote that story, the ending, I had no idea really, first off, who Sophie was, and second off, if she really was safe. And so I hesitated to put that line in the story, because what if she wasn't okay? And then the next morning I came in and there was an email from Sophie's aunt and a Facebook message from Sophie's dad, and both of them said, Sophie's safe.
I saw that the roof was ripped off like that, so I put the kids down in the, in the bathtub and got on top of them, and she was on top of our oldest, and, then it stopped, so we had to get out.
I knew there was a big rainstorm headed in that day, and so photographer Lindsay Manning ran up to Cleveland in the dark of night before the storms hit and got the chair and put it in the back of her news car so that it wouldn't get soaked and that someday we could return it to Sophie. So there sits Sophie's chair. I've been hauling it around in the back of my truck ever since we did that story. In fact, I even took it home, put it through the washer, tried to get it as clean as I could, because eventually I'd like to meet up with Sophie and her family and return the chair back to her, and more importantly, return maybe a piece of what her life was like before the storms ever hit. Hello there. So you must be Sophie.
Yes, the little girl squirming on the sofa is Sophie. That Sophie, the namesake to that pink chair I found in a field 7 weeks ago. It was wet, dirty, with no clue as to who Sophie was or if she even survived, until friends saw the story.
We had a bunch of our friends on Facebook sending us messages and comments. That's Sophie's chair. I think that's Sophie's chair.
After a couple of calls and a good cleaning, we finally brought the chair back to Sophie Barker and her family.
Is that your chair? What do you think? Whose name is on that?
She even helped move it into their rental house.
Is it heavy?
No.
No?
Not what Mom's house.
Her mother, Cecily, says this isn't just any piece of furniture. This was the first Christmas gift Sophie got in their old home.
My parents got her the cover, and then my brother and his wife got her the filling. And so I remember my mom coming over and helping us put it together that Christmas.
And perhaps even more importantly, this oversized chair represents something much bigger to the Barkers, since very little could be saved from that house.
We did pick through some stuff the next day and most of it was clothes that we salvaged, and otherwise, pretty much everything else is gone.
Josh and Cecily have not brought Sophie and her younger brother back to what's left of the house since the day of the storms. That, they say, would be simply too traumatic. But they're not trying to hide what happened from them here either.
She's asked about seeing it, and we told her we've got pictures of it, and later when you get a little older, maybe we'll let you see it and see what you went through.
For now, there's no need to come back here. Sophie looks right at home where she is. That pink chair, the perfect place for a kindergartner to read books this fall.
I like some different kind. I like Olivia books.
And at long last, at least Sophie's story has a happy ending. In Bradley County, Kevin Sims, News Channel 9.